And it will be the Americans to defend the Kop end of the ground, which we told you a couple of weeks ago when America played Wales at this ground is basically written off. No one is allowed there. It's the town end of the ground, and what a good little town it is here in Wrexham.
What do you think here, Vossi? Short kick-off for the Americans, mix it up. We did it last night against the Kiwis, and it worked for us.
But you've got Denny Brough, Scotland with Denny Brough. His kickoffs. Well, look, I'd pay money just to see them. Priestley, I mean, Denny Brough, when he retires, and I hope it's not any time soon, he could have a kick-off restart school with Pat Richards, the two of them. That could be their profession post-football.
Great idea.
Teaching kids how to kick off.
Great idea.
In adventurous fashion. Here is Papali. But for those who missed the game, Denny Brough last night, the kicks, the height he gets off them. I mean, they come down, they almost hit helicopters on the way down. Hovering over the ground, incredible. I mean, you could call them the drones, couldn't we, his kickoffs? Here's Parker almost back to halfway. And Smith at dummy half to the right-hand side, and Cronk places the kick. He's going to send Morris on the chase. Now, that is one moment in the second half. No one has ever scored more than 4 tries in a World Cup game, even though there's been some big score lines. 4 is the limit. 4 done by Aussies, 1 by Manu Vatuvei in 2008 against England. And Keith Fielding it was for England, or for Great Britain against France in 1975. So we'll see if Morris can get to 5 and maybe even more, as now Pettybourne with it. Short of the 40-metre line. And Wigan, high hopes for him next year. Now, Paulo hasn't really had an opportunity because of the lack of possession for America to add his skillful touches. Last play here for the Tomahawks.
Some of the contacts, isn't it? You think the injury will be higher up the body, and let's have a look and see where, after the collision, how the legs and everything fall and shift. Well, nothing's conclusive in that. Maybe a little bit of pressure, too much pressure on the right leg at one particular time. And that action of going to ground does not look good for Slater.
Cherry Evans will get his chance to come on. They're a little slow to make the change. They have any number of players who can go to fullback, but now they have to work out, well, where does Cronk, where does Thurston fit into the equation? Where does Cherry Evans go? Someone has to push out into the centres. So we'll see how they line up in defence next time around. As Smith goes out of dummy half and turned Samoa back, Tui Samoa.
Hold now, hold. Go, 3.
Mark Cantoni also out there for America. He's there looking to get involved in the tackle on Friday. Incredible that a week before the World Cup started, he suffered that broken left arm.
Stand up, Sam, come on.
Now he's got pretty fair strapping on it. Here's Tamo. And understand Cantoni will retire after this game as well, so he gets the big farewell. As Thurston, high bomb. Free's not going to get it, but Ferramo will. And Ferramo back to the field of play.
He's been impressive today for Remo for the Tomahawks.
He's been impressive all tournament. He's done a lot of work early on as USA get a penalty here. A good traditional winger comes into dummy half, makes good yards out of it. Here he's got Inglis coming over. Freed gives him a nice little block, a taxi ride as well. Catches it. I thought, was he in the field of play? Should it have been 20-metre restart?
And Australia playing with Inglis at fullback, and Daly Cherry Evans has gone to left centre. So Inglis is fullback now for the Australians.
Hold it.
What a wealth of riches there for them to pick from, as Pettybourne gives us a little bit of a goose step when he got the ball. Tackled 40 from the Aussies line. Samoa, Priestley working right side. Newton has tried all he can today.
He's been good value for them as well for the whole tournament on that right edge. Been a go-to and tackles 2, 3 and 4 in the set. When you want to set and want the ball 15 in from the touchline to open up both sides of the football field, he's been their man.
30 away now, and Paulo across, and the misses out for it all. There could have been trouble there. Went past Howard. Peterson's juggled, knocked back. They're going to say play on. Freed's ended up with the ball, and then it's a late call for knock on.
That's a bit harsh, I think.
Some crowd are unhappy.
Yeah.
They've had a few calls, the USA, that haven't gone their way.
No.
Courtesy of Henry Perinara today. This wasn't one of Joseph Paulo's better passes. This is completely missing everyone. Peterson comes in.
Play on, Henry.
I couldn't see the knock on.
So there'll be an Australian scrum feed on the 40-metre line. So Cherry Evans out at left centre. Doesn't come his way. Hayne, there's that step and go from Jared Hayne. And Howard did well to hang on. Smith, Tamo, 38-0 the score, 4.5 into the second half. No points since the break, but Slater injured here. Parker's got it, and Parker with the ball. All the Australian bench players been used now, so too for the Tomahawks. Smith, Thurston, right up to the line, good play. Inglis into the line and hanging on well. Taylor Welshare to make the tackle with Faremo. Australia 10 from the line. Bird and Thurston shows it twice and then a third time. Now Hayne, he's going to explode again. This time off the left. Great tackle, Howard. Quick play the ball. Thurston rush to dummy half. Then throws a lottery ball to Cronk. Cronk will kick across towards Faremo. Short turn again, Moreno. And he does it. And we'll come back to the 20.
Poor execution from Australia in this set of 6. Passes going behind, passes going in front. And then Cooper Croc won't be happy with his last play option either. No one contesting the football, the kick too deep. So things to work on.
Just going to say, it's hard not to mention food when one of the players called burrito. As Offerdale brings it back for the Tomahawks. Back to halfway.
All I know is this commentary box is getting tighter and tighter. Less and less room.
Oh, I only had my 5th curry for the last 10 days last night. And hello to Akbars, who have become the biggest rugby league supporter. Never heard of the game. Now they've got the big screens there watching the rugby league at Akbars. Come in, have a curry and watch the World Cup. Hayne's got the ball.
Took that well to Jared Hayne.
And that was the sort of kick that could possibly turn some points in for America. Not particularly well hit, coming across, Hayne only shielding away from someone and then having to go at the last minute.
Well, that's the thing. He had his back to the uncommon kick chase team with the Americans there, so he didn't know what was coming. Fair play.
Ball's been lost, and it's play on, America. Play on.
Here we go, boys.
Screaming that the ball was stripped. Tomahawks get a chance. Polo with a dummy and a good tackle again. The Australian defence, to their credit, has been very solid. They're forced to defend here inside their 20. Pettybourne wants to rip in. And Thido there. Was this a steal? Was it what?
Yes, it was.
Was it what? There's Priestley. Oh, Priestley's knocked off his feet.
Shoulder charge.
Well, there you go. Shoulder charge and penalty America.
No, you've got to let me get out of your way.
Americans, they send him to the bin.
Here's your mark.
Samoa will take the tap. Pettybourne's ready to go again. And this time, Papali makes the tackle low down. 5 away. Samoa. Paulo goes short. Says, take a run, Big Hefo. And Hefo. Tui Samoa. He was there. He was a centimetre, an inch from the line.
I'd love to see the end-on shot here and just see how close he went. The soccer markings from the penalty box comes up first. And he sort of reaches out, does he? Let's have a look.
I think he was
nice little hole.
Well, that's confusing. He sees 2 lines. He sees that line. He got all excited and doesn't realise, no, that's actually about 10 inches short of the rugby league line.
And I think when he was trying to reach out there, he brought the head up, and I think he copped a straight knee, I think, off Inglis coming across.
Been a good dummy half for the last few years in the Intrust Super Cup in Queensland. Tui Samoa.
What about the celebration if he had gone over then?
Oh, the crowd. Well, listen now, the crowd, you can hear the chants of USA ringing around this stadium. There's a little bit of belief that they may get across the whitewash, and I'm sure it'll erupt.
America.
If they do.
Yeah. As I say, this coverage being beamed live into the White House today.
Thank you.
That's a lie, but I'll just try to...
Stay on the line.
You know.
He's loving this White House call.
Baraka's got his Tomahawks jumper on. Oh, Pettybourne. Well, that's that is a shocker. Oh. What was that? Oh. Has the ball got spikes on it or something? He just had to get rid of it.
I don't know what were you thinking here.
Watch this again. Pettybourne.
What about big Jimmy Tamo? He nearly caught it clean himself, standing straight in front of the person.
I'll tell you something, Pettybourne, he's been fantastic for the Tomahawks today going forward. He's certainly been running hard and with plenty of purpose, but obviously the passing game's certainly not part of his forte.
I don't think he's going to play 5'8" anytime soon. Pettybourne on that pass. Hefo then to Tamo. You know, he did think it was American football. You're allowed to throw it forward.
Out. Release. Come on, back.
So Australia have got it, and
Hold
Cherry
now, hold,
Evans with a touch.
Go,
Cherry Evans in his 3 tests so far has 3 tries, a try in each. And Parker is dealt the treatment. The Tomahawks, Offerdale and Newton. Big back slapping as well. Now Papali. America get physical on the Kangaroos. 8.5 into the second half. No change to the halftime score. As Smith gets a big piece of that one. Thurston has led the kick chase team all day. Now Fred is in trouble. Freed is trapped in goal.
Great play,
That's great from Australia.
Fantastic. Cameron Smith, I think you pointed out, Daryl, early in the call that how great it is that they've got that option at dummy half to kick out of it. And Cameron Smith, fantastic. You know, quick play, ball, kicking on the front foot, saw the space, found it very well. Free comes across, and then look at the kick chase team here. Thurston, is it Boyd? And Cherry Evans getting in there. Fantastic work there from Australia. But good to see the Americans there fronting up. Offerdale, Newton getting stuck in. I think Hefo tried to back it up on the next challenge.
There's something about left foot kickers in our game. They just seem to dominate the touch plays. I'm talking Danny Brough, we'll see last night. Deep kick drop out here for this one. And Cameron Smith, I think, is the only hooker I've seen in the last 2 or 3 years deliver long raking kicks from inside his own half with that sort of class.
We'll get a report on Billy Slater in just a moment as Australia threatened to score again 20 metres away from the line. Huge result, though, to get a line dropout from a kick downfield from 60 metres out. Or thereabouts. I know the ground's not quite the full 50 each half as Parker's offloaded, and there is Smith on to Thurston. Priestley got him off his feet. Well done from 9 now. There's nothing to be, even the ones he's kicked, he's not happy.
No, just before that shot on camera, he give a little wave to the crowd and everything as well, just to say, hey, I'm back on track. So he enjoys it, Jonathan Thurston. He's got a personality about him, realises he can't get it right the whole time, and when he does, lets the crowd embrace it as well.
12 minutes into the second half, and only 6 points scored as Hayne does a rolling catch, and Scott it is who runs back into the American defence. Shipway was there to get him. Shipway, who came to this World Cup via South Africa, touring with a New South Wales countryside out of Australia. Got the call up. Now Cherry Evans. Oh, Smith put it down. Oh, hang on. Oh, Cherry Evans got back for it. An error against the Kangaroos, and the Tomahawks to have a scrum feed, 25 out.
I was just about to say I was going to be interested in the next half of this game to see where Cherry Evans does float himself. Does he come in and get himself involved in the hooker position, because he's possibly going to be playing some of that later in the competition, and there he just jumps in, looks for an unders play to his captain actually, Cameron Smith. Doesn't go exactly to plan, but expects him to be at dummy half for a fair bit of the second half.
And for Amo, Cherry Evans not in an offside position. He got round to behind where the ball had been touched. And Pettybourne has now got it and has offloaded well. Samoa, now he gets a chance. Tui Samoa, the Redcliffe Dolphin, playing for the American Tomahawks. And they go left side. Paul, a little double pump. And Cantoni thought he was through. What a story if he scores. Samoa quickly on to Paulo, this time inside. Offerdale. Fireday. There's 4 there. Cherry Evans is there. And this is just 2 metres away from the line at the moment. Australia's got Greg Bird out at left centre. Paulo, they headed out that way. Priestley confronted by Thurston. Offloads, and Freed decides to quickly feed it along. And has got it back Freed. He was hoping to link up with Faramo. Last tackle, America. 15 out. Priestley can bomb them high. This one will come down close to the post and maybe too deep. It is. They're not deep at all, these in-goal areas, and he didn't quite get it right there.
Really enterprising play from America as they spin it towards the right and get a few offloads to boot as well. Pretty flat attack. Then the last play option from Priestley just sails over in-goal area.
Let go, Tui!
So shift here. Now Cherry Evans is playing dummy half, and Cameron Smith has gone into a back row role. Well, they're sharing it, Smith and Cherry Evans. And Greg Bird is playing left centre for the Australians, inside of Darius Boyd. And this is Scott centre field. And Scott bouncing away from 2 and 3. Well done, Matt Scott. Can't fault his work rate today and the quality of his work. Cherry Evans. Up he goes, Thurston, switch, Cronk, he's left it behind. Australian's getting sloppy. Thaiday with it, Thaiday, oh, line ball, Hayes through. He's got Cherry Evans inside. They have caught it forward. Morris doesn't get 5. Again, it was the sideline official who comes up with a call because it wasn't detected at first glance by Henry Perinara.
Ball out in front from Sam Thaiday. Hayne, was he flat? Was it marginal? Camera angle doesn't really give it.
It's hard to tell, isn't it?
Nice to see the touchy take part in the game anyway. Well done.
They are sponsored by Specsavers. Just under 6,000 for this one here at Wrexham. The Glendower ground here, the racecourse ground, with this long history going all the way back to 1877. They played the first football international here. Wales, the hosts. And Samoa just outside the 30. Priestley almost lost there by Shipway. But America still in search of those first points as Scotland achieved last night against New Zealand. Now Paulo, last tackle play. Look for Priestley, who's on the right side of the ruck. Here he is. Priestley decides to kick low, and they're not going to regather that one. I think they've got to go with a high ball. They forced an error out of Morris early. I'd be putting one out that way. Now Inglis, he's just playing the game that the others just are not au fait with, are they?
Junior Paulo comes in for a nice tackle and just gets bumped right over the top of. What can't he do? Look at this. It's pretty easy as well. Somehow found his representative position moving forward with many a fullbacks
he's had a good game
in the country. Just providing another option that we hadn't thought of before.
Well, I think those in Australia would tell you the best right centre is Jamie Lyon, but he's been out of representative football for a number of years, and English fans know Jamie well. But he's happy just to play club football and right centre for Manly. Again, making another grand final. Now, Thurston's got the kick for 50. And he's 20 in from touch, but all angles have worried him today. It's an interesting clinic he's putting on. And again, shake of the head. What's going on here?
He's back. That's his kick. That's his shape. Rides it towards the right post and then just breezes it in with millimetres to spare. This was beautiful. You would have thought this was backyard. You would have thought that was Morris to Morris, as I've had earlier in the competition. Spent some time in Wollongong, has he, Jared Hayne?
And a kick to the sideline. They try. Oh, fine. Oh, that's a good dummy, that one. He would have had to throw that. 34 metres, Sam Thaiday, to find a teammate on his left.
And he thought second about it, didn't he? He looked up and thought, hang on, better pull this one back. That ain't happening.
So Australia with the ball, 5 inside their own half. We'll talk more about goal kicking in a moment. The teams to have, as I understand it, just half an hour session training at Wembley in the build-up to the semi-finals. They'll be allowed 30 minutes each on the field. And that's all. Papali almost through there. Good grassing tackle from Priestley. He's had a dig, hasn't he? The halfback for the United States. Not too many presidents of clubs playing in this tournament. Priestley is president and co-owner of the Southampton Dragons in the States. Kick fielded by Paulo, 5 out from the line. Just on Wembley. Did you ever get to kick at the old Wembley, Daryl?
Yeah, I did. I had a couple of shots there. 93, we played there, got beaten, should I say. I'll say that quietly, against England. But yeah, fantastic stadium to kick at back in the old day. And I believe the new stadium is even, better.
Will kickers find it strange if they don't get any practice there because there's very little time to do it?
I think they would all love to have at least half an hour there. But then,
good shot.
Brilliant work, Papali.
Rib tickler, that one.
It was on Offerdale, and this is Cantoni now with the ball.
Tackle, Dele. Come on, Jim. Wait it now, locking him in.
And just short of halfway, Samoa back to outside. Priestley, kicking from outside the 40. And it goes down the throat of Darius Boyd, and back comes Boyd. And
good tackle.
There is Priestley. Puts his body on the line again.
Well done, son.
He's a keeper, Craig Priestley. Now Thurston. Thurston straight through. Passes, Cherry Evans. Here it comes. 4 test tries, and his 4th test. Cherry Evans scores for the Kangaroos. Oh, hang on, they want to check with a video referee. I think this is just full suspense and a little bit of theatre. I think this is going to be a try, and 54 will be on the board, but they're going to call in Phil Bentham, so let's throw it over to Phil. It's all yours, champ.
Checking if he's in front of the play of the ball. We're looking where Delacheri Evans comes from. Ah, he's here, is he? Is he 14 there? Yeah. He's in front of the play of the ball, so he's out of play, so he can't take part in this play at all. So we're going back for a penalty.
Thanks, mate.
So it's no try, penalty. I'll get the mark for you, H.
Yeah, cool.
Well, I take it all back. Fantastic. I'll give a rap to everyone there, whether it's Henry Perinara or sideline officials. We didn't pick it up live, but the boys down at ground level did. And Cherry Evans, because he's in front of the play the ball, can play no part in what transpires after that.
Who's not on? I'll tell you.
It'll be the same if on a kick return and you have a play the ball and players getting back on side, they can't suddenly turn around and play a part. So there you have it. Great stuff by the referees. You know, Perimara, some could say, well, if he thought that, why did he blow the penalty straight on? What would he have done if Cherry Evans gets tackled 2 metres from the line?
Well, that plays on.
Hypothetical.
Yeah, that's play on, isn't it?
But I'll give him a rap for at least sending that one upstairs to check.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, everyone's having a good time at this World Cup, so let the refs join in as well.
Come on, back in, another step, come on.
United States now, Vossi. Another opportunity.
This is it. Barak creeps to the edge of his chair and says no calls. Not even from Russia or anywhere. Just want to watch this unfold, this play. 12 out from the line. And Apollo goes that way, goes short. Cantoni trying to explode through between Cooper Cronk and Sam Thaiday. Samoa, Polo again, dummies to Offerdale. And they brought back the starting hooker, Luani, now as a running forward. Attacking this Australian line. Samoa, Paulo, wasn't great service. Priestley, quick hands. They try and find an overlap on that right-hand side. It doesn't unfold. They bring Freed around the outside. Was hoping to get possession. It never got to him, the fullback. Paulo again. He's the maestro of any possible attack. Offerdale now on the last tackle. 3 out. Samoa. Paulo gets the kick through. It's there. It's not. It's over the dead ball line. Inglis. Daniel Howard almost got the first American try.
Yeah, it's good to see them building a little bit of pressure. Great kick from Paolo here. Takes it to the line, gets it in behind Thaiday there and in between the defenders, and great chase from Howard.
Just the bounce. Just needed the bounce to roll end on end once it hit the in-goal area, and then there was a contest.
Yeah,
but it
just
set
bounced up, didn't it? Yeah. But they left English with no option. But again, everything runs through Paolo, doesn't it? You know, wherever he is, that's where the ball's going on every set. And then maybe mix it up a little bit and try and throw something a little bit different at this Australian defence, because everywhere Paolo is, that is where the indicator of where the football's going.
Josh Papali's having a wow of a game in the second half in defence. He is really enjoying his work.
Only 12-0 second half. We've had 23.5 minutes.
I like this kid. The winger.
They're ripping and tearing. Marino, Ferrimo, and then Newton. 10 from the line. The Tomahawks. Are they about to bust the Kangaroos open? Priestley, Offerdale, another run. Is tackled by Parker and Scott. Now 7 away. Samoa, Priestley. When they go short, Priestley's lost it.
Play on.
It's come back, play on America. And still with the ball. Cantoni does a dance. Now he has lost it. Fafita with the ball. Well, what happened there? Mark Cantoni.
Everyone just stopped and stood still. Somewhat bounce pass back on the inside. Pushed Shepherd. Thurston plays at it. Makes a grab at the football, and then it's play on.
Now here's Morris for Australia. So 15 to go here at Wrexham, 15 and a half in fact. Right on, 50 points to 0. Australia on their way to Wembley. The big occasion, the big hit. And Parker, whoa, what an offload, what a pickup, Thurston. And what a tackle. The Shipway got across there. No nonsense stuff from the Tomahawks back rower. This is Bird. Been shuffled out into the centres for this second half with Billy Slater. Recurrence of a knee injury. we're told, not serious. Cherry Evans, good kick. Here comes Boyd. Here comes Boyd. He almost gets there. Freed had to tap it over at the last moment.
Great kick.
You want to watch how this ball bounces like a dog bone, doesn't it? It sort of goes end on the whole way through. No one really knows which way it's going to kick and go. And Freed overruns it. Gets good body position on it by overrunning it. And denies Boyd a clean shot at it. Great kick.
Oh, good Phil.
If you're confused there watching that, you just thought that shot of in goal, the two lines, the dead ball line, it is the furthest. That is the rugby league dead ball line here. And the other is the soccer line, the football line.
Stay behind.
And a line drop out for the Tomahawks with Priestley again, who's been close enough to their best. As Inglis fielded it, and Matt Scott, who surely leads the hit-up count for Australia, yet another run. He's had a lot of minutes as well, Matt Scott.
Yeah, just been solid, has he? Had an honest performance.
Thaiday inside the 20. Morris wants it to come his way and go in search of that fifth try. And Cross put it down. I'm going to tell you, Cooper Cronk's second half has been sloppy.
It has been sloppy. Some of his quality of skill with his passing hasn't been on the money. We haven't seen him do a lot of kicking. Cameron Smith took more of those duties over, but yes, not at his best. And let's be honest, Vossi, it's only 12-0 this second half. 38-0 at half-time.
And he's a player, when you talk about intensity, you would expect, he'd be the last person you'd expect to drop in intensity because he's a pretty intense little fella. But his game has been very ragged this second half. Pettyborn offloads. Samoa. Paulo. Hopping a skip out to Newton. Newton's got around Hayne, who was attempting to go for the intercept.
Very good. Yeah, good,
quick play the ball, and Freed gets him away. Paulo trying to work the short side. Howard gets it. Sideshow Bob Peterson. Tackled by Hayne.
Come on now, mate, here.
20 from the line. Freed. Paulo. Calling for it, Luani, good tackle. Hayne had a marker, chased him across field and crunched him.
Poor old Joseph Paulo. He was just sweating and looking for runners here. Well, there was none coming. They were all shifted sideways. Here he is. Look, where are you, boys? Where? No one's out wide. No one in the frame. He's had a wow of a game in attack. I mean, he was the one who put them down the sideline here, put Pedersen away here, pushed himself into first receiver on the right-hand side as well, realises the responsibility of his role in this team and guiding it around, and has done that all tournament.
I think they've just lacked a little bit of cutting edge today, the US. I know they're always going to be up against it, but, you know, I think they've had some pretty decent go forward with Pettyborn and Offerdale. I think they've got their noses through a couple of times, and the big winger, you know, for Amo, he's done pretty good, but they've just lacked that bit of cutting edge when they've been in that good ball area to be any real threat to the Australians.
Darryl Halligan and Andrew Henderson, one of the stars of the Scotland World Cup campaign, with us in commentary today. Thank you for backing up so soon after last night at Headingley.
Watch your kicking out.
There's Cherry Evans, left side. They go with Parker, and Parker shows his skill down the left. Bird at the centre, throws it over the top, and it may have come off an American hand there. We'll just see which way the scrum feed's going to go. It will be a kangaroo scrum feed here. Touched by the Americans, so no let up for them here.
Andrew, watch that kicking out.
It was the hand of Priestley. Watches Greg Bird, tries to go over the top. And the little cattle dog, Priestley. Tommy Raudonikis would love him, wouldn't he? He keeps coming all day. If he whistled, he'd probably be at your heel, I reckon. Saw Tommy Raudonikis earlier in the stretch there.
Yeah, he was out there, wasn't he?
Having a wow. In fact, he's just
Trevor
sitting down right in front of us.
Trevor Gilmeister was out there in too. Week at Wembley. Well done, Jared Hayne.
He is multi-talented for sure, Jared Hayne. I mean, we've seen him used at 5'8" over the last couple of years as well, and then coaches realise that no, he's more of a strike weapon, and, you know, he shouldn't really be providing space for others, but others could possibly provide some space for Jared Hayne to exploit his skills. And now we really start to see the detail of it, and the detail of it is a particularly good right foot step against the grain, and then good body strength and speed to go through holes and finish off. So while he features at fullback, I think right side of the field is his go-to.
And he's not just picked ahead of Brent Tate here. He's picked ahead of Michael Jennings and Josh Morris, who are the other centres in the squad. If they were going to,
well, we see Jennings be a
play
left side specialist, really. Michael Jennings plays on the left, so. But you're right, Vossi. Morris.
So Thurston adds to his tally, but it hasn't been his best day. 56-0 the score, 18-0 second half to the Australians. There it is again. So 3 tries to Hayne and 4 to Morris. But none in the second half to Morris. And now for Fita. And hands full. Defenders have got their hands full trying to stop him. Can't get the big bloke to ground. He's always aggressive. Now Cherry Evans met by Newton. Line break stat. That's pretty impressive. That's comprehensive. 10-0. Now Gallen with it.
I reckon Fafita's taken the mantle for the only player to play with the socks down in the competition. What do you reckon, Vossi? Picked up any others?
Well, you're testing me. I'll have to have a think about that. I think Eddie Pettiborn's got his socks down just quietly. And now Thurston. I'll have a think. As a Papali's upended.
Whoa!
Big tackle, and now they're going to say offside there. Was that Farimo again? Was that Mr. Burrito?
I think it was, mate. I think it was the human burrito getting underneath. Who was it that he got underneath there? Papali? Yes.
Not easily done as well.
No.
Josh Papali tips the scales at well over the 3+ figures.
Oh.
Maybe add 20 to that as well. What about the technique? Up and in. Seen him come up and in off the wing early in the match on Billy Slater.
What about Greg Inglis here almost rescuing this kick for touch? Twice he kicked it in and it hasn't bounced, and he's managed to leap and try and tap it back in, and unfortunately didn't recover it, but great effort. We'll see it here on the replay. Watch Inglis here. Boom.
Yeah, he didn't get his feet back into the field of play when he regathered, so he took a touch in goal, therefore the line dropout, and Pettiborn brings it back. Well, the crowd here at Wrexham, even the Australian fans of the crowd say, give the Tomahawks one here. Let's see if they can come up with a try. Scotland got one last night against New Zealand. I remember all the way back to the 2000 World Cup. Russia got one against Australia. 110-4 it was at the Boulevard in Hull. Adam Donovan scored for Russia. Adam Donovan was the try. Oh, hang on. Henry Perinara wants to check it. Well, if Samoa thought he'd scored, he'd be jumping around. Let me tell you, if he thought he'd scored against the Kangaroos. It's not even a...
Just checking the grounding, please. That suggests held up. Can't see the ball on that one, so if we go back to the first one, just double check that there's no sign of the ball on the floor. 14's right underneath. We've also got 4 underneath Inglis. Everything suggests that that is held up. So we're going to do no try.
Yep.
Tackle 5.
No, I've got a penalty for Cherry Evans offside. Yes. Cherry Evans
Well,
offside.
we're going to have a restart of play. If they rule held up in goal, he'll have to come out. The 10 will give their attack a little bit of depth here.
Interesting though, Vossi, the play before that, we see Paolo dropping Newton off. First time they've tried something a little bit different, because it's always been Paolo with the double pump, flat ball, or hitting someone out the back. And
well, now they've blown penalty for not standing square at marker.
oh, what?
So they're going to get a full set of 6. Henry Perinara came back with that. And up goes the USA chant again. Paulo with the ball. Pettiborn will have a dash at them. And is offloaded. Samoa gets another crack, and Thailand's got him. 5 from the line. America trying to crack the Kangaroos. Paulo heads back in field, holding it out in one hand. He's still going across field. Legs up, the big fella, Hefo. Chance out right side. Taylor Welsh is pushed back and close to the sideline. The dog walker. $10 an hour. And now I think the ball, someone's hooked up there. Is he hurt, or they're just all tangled up here?
You all right, mate?
I think he could be hurt. The Australian players are all putting their hand up straight away. I think they'll show some concern
You all right, mate? It's tackle 2.
for him.
You got time off? No, he's twisted behind, mate.
Grabbing his leg
wait for the
there.
whistle, yeah? Oh.
Back to his feet. Thurston gives him a little tap. And America still with it. Priestley outside defence gets up quickly. They'll try and work their way around. Newton offloads and the Morris tackle. Play on now for Howard. Howard confronted by Cherry Evans. That's where the play ends, just outside the 10.
Stand the line.
3 tackles through this set. Samoa, USA chant. I reckon I'll go up in a moment. Offerdale, 5 away from the line.
Hold.
Have they got a sneaky trick shot to produce? Paulo, Priestley, this could be it. The kick in goal, it's too big. It's too big. 20-metre restart.
Oh, you got to wait now. You got to wait.
That was the best opportunity. The kick's just too square.
Let's go.
Headed to the in-goal area. Needs to be more cutting across to the corner flag.
Eddie, let go.
Good D by Australia.
Come on, one more step, John.
Push both sides. Paulo getting in and shifting all his players around. Priestley delivering the last option. Now the options.
Well,
Any opportunities left?
Can I just ask, who are the man of the match judges? Good luck to Brett Morris. Congratulations, Brett. Brett Morris has got man of the match. Cracking jokes.
You can't drag him down.
Well, one thing you'll notice, Vossi, in England, what a lot of the English media like to do is if you score a lot of tries, you're a very good chance of getting
Well, Haynes got 3
you know.
and set up a couple of them.
I know. It's baffled. It was a pretty obvious choice for us up here, wasn't it? But anyway.
Good luck to Brett. He'll get the medallion.
Go.
But I think he may even be a little embarrassed to have it draped around the neck at full time. 15 away from the line. We're going to call it as we see it up here, and you're doing the same at home or in the pub down the road, the Horse and Jockey here in Wrexham. What do you think of it?
Let go.
9 metres away from the line.
Go. One.
Baraka's gone, no, that's not. He's not man of the match. Here, that's an awful Baraka. Palmer as Inglis on the toe. It's gone, touch and goal. And America will get the ball back.
Big Josh Papali trying to squeeze one out the back for Greg Inglis. Let's have a look here. Doesn't try and put it with the hands, just delivers it to the foot.
So to be honest, he's probably up.
Wait for the tap.
Look, if I was to ask you now, list your players, I'm off the top of it, I have Inglis and Hayne ahead of Morris, to be honest.
Hold now, Josh.
Totally agreed. Don't like agreeing with you, but I will on this occasion.
It's not the be-all and end-all, but all the same, you like to see the best players on the field acknowledged. And Brett's got his own piece of history, as I say. 5 Australians have now scored 4 tries in a World Cup match, and he's one of them. They're all pretty talented players.
Go. 3.
Rogers, O'Connor, Shearer, Saylor. All could play. And Paulo with the ball now, right on halfway for America. They've got 3 minutes to see if they can conjure a try. And they may need a little bit of magic. Priestley out to Howard. Back row has worked extremely hard for this American side. Howard, Shipway, Newton. 40 metres from the Australian line. Samoa, Paulo will try the bomb. High. Inglis is underneath it. They're getting through. Inglis has got it. They try and knock him off his feet. They don't even make it.
Trouble.
Now Inglis comes back. Left and right. Oh, offload. There's your man of the match, if you like. Take your pick. The Australians still attack first, and great attacking rush.
Come on now.
Started by GI.
Very good. 1.
Ball with Hayne. Here's the other contender. He's 35 from the Americans' line. And Australia finishing with a flourish. Gallen across field. Got away from Pettybourne. They may keep coming right. They will. With Cronk. Turns and twists, but shut down there by Colin Parker.
Outstanding.
Yes.
What about the no-look flick pass, you know? And again, Jared Hayne, he just seems to be popping up everywhere this afternoon and finishing off another great Australian try. But, I mean, he done well there, Parker, because that Hefo flew out the line and put a shot on him. He managed to bounce off him and then gets in between the defenders and does the old knock out the back door. And Jared Hayne, fantastic finish, but it all started from Inglis on the kick. He started the set rolling and finished off by your other man of the match choice, Jared Hayne.
That may be the best ever. Remember the Benji Marshall flick pass 2005 grand final is famous, but Parker, never forget that one. Where did it come from? Corey, I've never seen him do a flick pass in a game of football.
Well, they reckon you can't coach it, and with something like that, you can't defend it. Well, America been just hanging on. There's all too much class from him. He's looking straight forward. Just pulls them in behind. I mean, it was Hayne who got up off the ground and actually played the football before that tackle actually started as well. So he's hunting